This was the first telescope capable of seeing Mars. But scientist Jayla suddenly noticed a flash of light rising on Mars, just like a cannonball being fired. Hearing her discovery, everyone became incredibly excited. Her teacher quickly took a picture of the scene, but because technology wasn't advanced at the time, the photo wasn't clear. So, the teacher, Kiran, ultimately concluded it was just a large-scale volcanic eruption on Mars. Jayla also thought this might be the case. However, a series of subsequent events shattered her initial understanding. That evening, a blue light suddenly flashed outside the house, and then the house began to shake. Jayla and her husband, Galen, hurried outside. In the sky, there was a trail of clouds left by a series of objects passing at high speed. It was clear something had fallen from high altitude to the ground. So, early the next morning, Jayla, her husband, and Kiran followed the direction of the cloud trail. They entered a forest, where a large area of trees had been scorched, and in the center of the burnt clearing, lay a meteorite. However, compared to ordinary meteorites, this one was enormous. Furthermore, it would vibrate periodically. The eerie scene made them all feel uneasy. Galen told the other two not to act rashly, while he went to find the relevant authorities. Soon, Galen returned with people from the National Security Department. Everyone agreed to first dig away all the soil around the meteorite. Just as they had dug about halfway, cracks suddenly appeared on the meteorite's surface. Moreover, the sound of gears turning could be heard from within. It was as if something was about to emerge. Everyone present was startled, and quickly retreated to observe from a distance. The next second, the meteorite's outer shell began to fall away. It was only then that people realized there was actually a black sphere inside the meteorite. A high-ranking official from the National Security Department cautiously mustered his courage and stepped forward. He reached out his hand. The surface of the black sphere was covered in a gooey liquid, but was very smooth. He could clearly see his own reflection. The official felt very curious. Just then, the black sphere inside the meteorite actually started to rotate. In an instant, the entire outer shell fell off. This sudden change startled everyone present. Before they could react, the black sphere began to spin faster and faster. Then, it slowly flew into midair. People at that time had never witnessed such a scene, and instantly forgot about the potential danger. They all stood there stunned, curious about what would happen next. However, a crisis threatening human extinction had arrived. After reaching a certain height, the black sphere stopped ascending. It began to spin frantically. Then, the sphere started to break apart into black fragments. The national security official closest to it bore the brunt. As soon as the black fragments touched him, they immediately ignited. Instantly, he became a human torch. At this moment, people finally realized the danger. They began to flee frantically, but it was too late. As the range of the black fragments expanded, people started catching fire one after another. The situation only stabilized after the black sphere had completely dissipated. Meanwhile, Jayla and Galen, who were in the crowd, were also running away. Because they had been on the periphery from the start, they managed to escape by luck. By the time the two returned to the city, it was already dark. Jayla felt that the flash of light she had seen on Mars the day before must have been aliens on the planet launching these spheres. Now, all signs indicated that Martians had begun invading Earth. Jayla immediately decided to report this news to the higher-ups. Since it was already late, the two decided to set out the next day, but the Martians didn't give them the chance. Just as they were preparing to leave the city the next day, several injured soldiers came running from not far away.
Something's moving! Clear out now, you're in range!